Hey guys, it's Jovi and welcome back to my channel. Now this video is about Pastor John Gray's wife and himself. I went live about this topic like twice, but I really just wanted to put it in like one little video and let's come and like talk about it, okay? So if you haven't seen, Pastor Gray, like a lot of Christians, basically he said that he was not man enough, ready for, whatever for his wife. And he made her struggle for 8 years. According to him, it's 8 years. According to me, it's through their entire relationship even now, okay? But, alright. She struggled for 8 years. She struggled, out of his words, while he was on Sister Circle this past week. He said that she went through more pain birthing him than she did birthing their 2 children. Why do we as black women have to birth, re-raise grown-ass men? And how is it okay? And then there's a blogger, he's the Facebook, Instagram, YouTube blogger, Derek Jacks. Yes, that's his name. And he basically said, well, we're all thinking, because everyone's thinking it who is not a Christian and so indoctrinated that, they just have to listen to this BS. He wanted to know, why does your wife have to raise you, and why do you feel like, why do you feel like this is something to promote, to tell people about, to cherish? It's saying, in my opinion, he is saying that he was a fuck boy. He is still a fuck boy, and he's a grown ass boy. That he was not able to be a man that's what he said. He was not able to be a decent husband then, and like I said before, in my opinion, currently. The conversation went on with Derek Jacks, and then the wife and Pastor John. Again, here we go. This is to tell you how much of a man he is not, and how much of a masculine woman he has made her. Because I believe she would love to be a feminine woman, but she hasn't had a choice. She has to be hard and strong, because she had to not only raise her children, but she had to raise a man who was so-called a pastor. Of someone, a man you ain't even supposed to really question though. But you have to raise him, you have to raise your kids, and you have to drink whatever Kool-Aid he's trying to make you drink, or else it's kind of like saying you don't believe in Jesus. Because they use this whole thing to try to force people into these women into these subservient positions for men who don't know how to be served. Like, you can't ask a woman to be, in my opinion, to be feminine, to listen to you, to allow you to be Iron Man, hear me roar, ha ha ha, and to not question your thinking, to not question you as a man, when you are acting like a child, and you've acted like a child from the day she says freaking met you. I don't understand how Pastor John Gray and any other man who behaves in such a way, who think that his wife must birth him, must cover him, must birthing and raising a grown man, okay? I don't understand how, if you put a woman in a position to have to be the provider, protector, the cover of said household, how is she not the man of your house? It's like we're setting ourselves up for failure. These Christians are setting themselves up for failure, not me, because I don't ascribe to none of that crap. But it's like we're setting ourselves up for failure, doing one thing and expecting a different result, when everything that you say leads to a masculine woman, a woman who has to be her husband's husband, a woman who has to run and control the household, and then have some grown-ass boy who she has to you know, pretend like he has power and he has rights, and, you know, he's gonna feel away. He feel emasculated, you know, because when things happen in 10 years from now or 20 years from now, when she gets so drained and exhausted that, you know, he starts to feel emasculated, then it's gonna be her fault. How is it not his fault that he had put her in that position in the first place? How? We can't ask our women to be men or our men to be women and think that things are going to work out well for us. It's just not. I spoke in the live about Derek Jacks. Y'all know, everybody know Derek. He's, you know, anyway, and I spoke early in the video about what Derek said and how he was 100% right. And my thing is, even in the live, the Instagram live, where she and her husband were on there discussing Derek. See, my thing is, her husband should have never even been on a live with his wife talking about the situation or talking about Derek. Her husband put her in that position by telling the world that he treats her like trash, and she accepts it. You can't be mad at Derek for saying you deserve better. That's all he said. It's not like he said, you know, yeah, treat that like shit. Because that's the equivalent of what everyone else is saying. Derek is here trying to say, you know, do better for your wife. Take better care of your wife. But no, Pastor John Gray was up on there like a grown boy. Was up on there with his wife, with his Christian wife, talking smack about Derek. Pastor John Gray was quiet while he let his wife talk crap and put herself in a man's place. It was his place to talk crap. If Pastor John Gray wanted to come on IG and go after Derek, that was his responsibility. That was his job. This is another example of how she has been put in a man's place. And I thought the whole thing with Christianity was the gender roles and people playing their parts. But apparently it seems like in black churches especially, because this shit don't happen in white churches, baby. This don't happen with white people. They don't have, the women aren't put in a position mentally to be submissive, but physically to be the provider, the God, the everything in that household. But without her, everything would fall apart. Without his wife, everything would fall apart. A man is never as great as he is when he has a good woman. Never. She can be fine by herself. She doesn't need him. He needs her to be a better human being. And he has already chipped away at her self-esteem, chipped away at her self-worth, chipped away at her femininity. I saw a video about someone posting something on Instagram. They were Christian as well, and they were at an event that she, the wife, again, it's so crazy that we don't even know this woman's name, okay? But the wife was hosting an event, and she was up there talking, and she said she was there apparently, allegedly, falling apart, crying, talking about she doesn't want to be a cover no more. No woman wants to be a cover. Us women want to be covered by our man. That is the point, y'all. Even if you're a Christian, it's according to y'all, it's supposed to be God, husband, woman. If she is his covering, it is God, woman, man. And that's fine. But that's not how they want to play these games. He's in control of everything. She's falling apart now. You know, she's dealt with so much pain in their 8 years, which, again, I've said this before. I still think she's going through pain. I still think that she's embarrassed. I think her feminine energy has been destroyed, trampled over. You know what I was thinking earlier? What's her name? Giselle from Housewives of the Potomac. She was a pastor's wife as well. Maybe she needs to reach out to Giselle. Maybe we need to finally get to a place of understanding within ourselves and our self-worth that, you know, we honestly don't have to destroy our mental well-being, our emotional happiness, just our soul, to have a man, keep a man, or to go to freaking heaven. Because that's what it's like. It's like, okay, well, if I don't listen, if I don't, I tell you all the time, there was a time when I was married and we were in the church and my husband was abusive and my husband was a horrible person. And the church are biased, of course. The church is biased. And the church wanted me to stay in that and cover him with my bruises and walk inside the church after he done went off in the car and smacked me because he was mad at his mommy. That I was then supposed to come into the church, hallelujah, with a smile on my face. And if I didn't, it was something wrong with me. This is how the church deals with the bullshit. And to have a conversation with these people, with pastors who raised him, who hear everything I say but can't see it because they raised him. They're his people, just like the wife, right? Because the wife can go, who is she going to speak to? Can Christians, are those type of Christians, is she allowed to have a therapist? Does she have a therapist? I think I read somewhere that she doesn't. I think I read somewhere where, you know, again, well, not even, we all know that, you know, you got to go to your pastor. If your husband is your pastor who's been treating you like shit, who do you go to? Do you go to the pastor down the block, his homeboy, his friend, the one he probably went to pastor school with? Who do these women who are caught up in this, you know, church life go to when it's the church people who doing it? That's how we're ending up in situations where there is abuse, there is neglect, there is so much mental disparity in our community because of the church. I honestly and truthfully and 100% believe that if black people in America, in Africa, all around the world gave up Christianity, religion in general, it wouldn't take a generation for us to be better. Because everything about that religion that we listen to and we follow, and, you know, I've done it. Again, like I said, I was born in it. I grew up in it. I know what I'm talking about. You know, everything about that religion that we follow is subservient. And it's keeping you down. And it's making you feel like, you know, well, he ain't shit. He beat me. He boinking everybody on the usher board. All the females. Maybe, I don't know. He doing, or he boinking Pastor Johnson. But I go to heaven. I deal with it for another 50 years of my life and I go to heaven. We need to start trying to get heaven on earth instead of waiting for it.